Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are again with episode 2 of the Grandstand podcast. Stay tuned. Alright, here with me today is a special guest, a recording artist, an actor, based right here in Chingola. He goes by the name Yours Truly Sika. It is good having you on our show, sir.
The pleasure is all mine.
Yeah, so mostly how I start my podcast is asking the name, Yours Truly Sika. How did it come about?
That's funny. Actually, so initially before I was even Yours Truly Sika, I was Brian Sika. But the Brian was killing the vibe. It sounded too, it wasn't sounding like an artist. So there was one time, I think that was in grade 12, we were having an English lesson, composition to be specific. So we were talking about formal letters. So there's that part after you've written your formal letter where like, yours faithfully. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yours truly Sika. Wait, yours truly Sika. So, and ever since then I've just been rolling with it. Yours truly Sika.
Yeah, because it's really funny how artists come up with their names, So I'm always intrigued to find out just how the name came about, because we really have different ways of, coming up with names. Like every silly thing, every simple thing can be made in a name, but Yours Truly Sika.
Yeah.
Quite interesting. So Yours Truly Sika, may you enlighten us a bit about your background, where you grew up, what kind of society have you grown up in? Basically all that.
So give me both. So I was born in Quito.
All right.
I spent most of my early childhood in Quito. That was, if I'm not mistaken, from like birth till I was in grade 3, 4, somewhere there. Then when I was in grade 3, I decided to come to Chingola for a visit. Initially it was for a visit, but then Chingola was just like, I was feeling it. Where I was residing, they were feeling me. So I was like, why not? So Chingola has been my home since grade 4. I can't really put a pin on it. The age which I can't really remember. But since grade 3 till date. So the background, it being, it's the ghetto. Mm-hmm. It's the ghetto. The ghetto of the ghettoist. I don't know if there's even such a word. It's the ghetto. So I went from Quito. I was growing up from the ghetto. So from Quito to Chingola, it kind of leveled up a little bit. Yeah. So it leveled up a little bit, like from the ghetto to more like middle class. Mm-hmm. Where from playing around all day to just being indoors all day. Yeah, but the environment is always just the environment. So though I was indoors, what was happening, I wasn't oblivious to what was happening. Okay. So obviously there was, Chingola during those days, there were a lot of fights, a lot of gang groups. So I was exposed to that. So the environment has always been ghetto, so to say.
Okay. Yeah, so the environment has always been ghetto. When we think of ghetto, most times we picture it as, filled with junkies, people who barely speak English. But when we look at your type of music, you're more on the English side. Like, how does it?
I know. Actually, I get that a lot.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest, I've been in situations where I have to prove how ghetto I am. Like, am I really from the ghetto? But you don't have to look like where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I could say I've always grown up with an intellect of being linguistic in nature. So English is just it's just a normal language. It's just in Zambia where they usually hype it. But yeah, the ghetto doesn't necessarily mean like junkie or shanty areas. It just means it's a place where a lot of people fight for everything.
Yeah.
You know, not that other people don't fight, but it's a different type of fight. We're talking. If I were to give an illustration of the ghetto, so I would say, middle class is more like ring type of fighting. Then the ghetto is more like street fight.
Yeah.
Where there's barely any rules. So that's where I grew up from. The ghetto, but I was protected from it because I grew up around strict parents. They always wanted me to be inside. So most of the time, I spent most of the time watching, cartoons. And I think they had I think they have had an effect on the way I speak. Exactly, yeah. So that has been the ghetto for me. And that has been how I even carry myself, how I'm even able to express myself. Not forgetting school though. Yeah, not forgetting school.
Yeah, so yours truly Sika is an actor. Yours truly Sika is a recording music artist, right? So we'll start with music. How did you get into music? Like, what inspired you to get into music?
I grew up, like I said, I've always been indoors, not the type like whenever there was like play dates outside, I could only sneak out. It was it was on rare occasions where I could only walk out and go and play on my free will. So I used to spend most of the time indoors. So what happened was I had uncles and brothers.
Okay.
Elder brothers. They're more of uncles and cousins, but families, so just call them brothers and uncles. So I had my uncle and my cousin, who I refer to as my brother, both older than me. So they exposed me to music. It's that thing where I grew up in those days where Trace was the thing, Channel O.
Yeah.
So I was listening to the music, and I've always been a fan. I'd always been a fan of music, never for once. Not until fast forward grade 8, 9, I had classmates around me who were, making beats on the desk, stuff like that. Being a fan of people who are rapping, I had just been a fan. Fast forward, moving on from grade 8 and 9, grade 10. A friend of mine, Kasonde Marcelino, is also a recording artist. Big shout out to him, as popularly known as Caspi. He decided, he was like, bro, write a song. I'll pay for the studio session. You'll be on the chorus and the verse. I was like, for real? Okay. And back then, I could always write something.
Yeah.
Like, I've been a poet, so I could always write something, then kind of like wrap it off and stuff like that. But when he asked me to write a song, that was my first time, so I had to compose a song, like structure it. Okay, the hook, the chorus. Fast forward, got into the studio. Heart was racing, of course. Yeah. Placed on the mic and the headphones. The magic just happened, and it felt euphoric. It felt amazing. And ever since then, I've been in love with the music.
Apart from being a recording artist, we've seen Sika working in other productions. Yeah, things to do with acting. So you're an actor as well. So
Yes.
it definitely had a genesis. Like, what's the genesis of that passion of acting?
Again, it all ties down to the indoors part. When you are indoors, you get to be watching a lot of movies. So I was also watching a lot of movies. So just being a fan, I was also a fan.
Yeah.
So I remember thinking to myself when I was watching Disney Channel on Nickelodeon, I was like, damn, it would slap different if Zambia, like if we had our own Nickelodeon in Zambia or in Africa. Then I was like, but do they have those in Zambia? No, they don't. That was when I was in primary school. Excuse me. Fast forward, it's junior secondary, grade 8, 9. Of course, got introduced to auditions for drum. And I was excited. I was like, wait, finally, we have these things in Zambia. So I joined. Me joining, got to learn a lot of lessons and just being a fan, and now being a practitioner of the same art. Just been all love. I could say it's just love that the love for the art which has brought me this far and which is just going to keep me going. So I loved acting, got involved in it. Then I found out that it's just that urge that was burning in me. Actually, I could actually do it.
Yeah.
So I did. Ambition.
Okay, so you are an actor and recording music artist. Sorry. Don't you feel, or have you reached a point where the two conflict?
Almost all the time, if I'm being completely honest. These are two different disciplines, and the fact that they are disciplines, they require lots of attention.
Yeah.
I've seen people like the likes of Will Smith, who have to sacrifice one art for the other.
Yeah.
Like if you're focusing on acting, focus on acting for a particular number of years. But for me, what has worked for me is I'm still an uprising artist, so I do whatever is available for me. So long as I have the capacity to do it, I'm going to do it. There's a struggle here and there, but anything that's worth having is a struggle. So I struggle to manage it, but I manage. I manage it. I manage my time wisely.
Yeah. So I'll be generalizing it as art since music and acting. So what challenges do you think you've faced, or have you really faced in your career, in your music career?
In both disciplines.
Yeah, in both disciplines.
Well, the challenges are a lot. Right. The challenges are a lot. I mean, if we were to start talking about them, we could finish the whole day. But one of the major challenges that stand out is there's no structure, proper structure for these disciplines to be carried on. Like in Africa, I'm not even going to say in Zambia. In Africa, if you say you are a rapper or a musician or an actor, they'll look at you funny, like you're crazy. Oh, for real? Like, what other joke do you do apart from that? So that means, that just shows you that we don't have structure. Government policies, structures in which we can make money. Proper structures, actually. Yeah. Let me just say proper structures. Because when you look at the acting discipline, we don't have, channels or platforms where filmmakers can make movies and actually sell and earn a living. Not only just established one, but also uprising. Yeah. When you look at music, it's just a struggle for you to just hit the ground. They say the cake is for everyone, but when we look at some of these big artists, the cake is not even enough for them. So the challenge is just proper structure being in place, and a few minor challenges here and there, but one of the major ones is just proper structure, government policies, and just the negativity surrounding art.
Yeah. All right. So back to the music. So let's dive deep into the music now. So yours truly, Sika. 2025. We really heard some projects you did. There was the Chaka Monica Wino. There was Yasha Neo. But my question is Laka Type and Laka Type. That song, we've never heard yours truly, Sika, do such music.
Yeah.
Like what inspired you to actually do such a song, because we know yours truly, Sika, as a rapper. Yes, obviously it was a rap song, but the whole different vibe, the club vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what inspired that?
Actually, if I'm being completely honest, the day I recorded Laka Type and I was recording about 2 other projects, so plus Laka Type and that makes 3. So I had recorded a bunch of tracks. There was this particular song which I wanted in place of Laka Type, but the way my producer was making the beat, I didn't feel it. Then I just decided to tell, okay, let's just do something out of fun. No longer out of like the pen. As you've alluded to, I'm more of a conscious type of artist when it comes to music. So I was just like, let me just do something for fun. I dropped it and I also liked it. I was like, okay, this is an interesting side I can explore. But it wasn't really. It was actually I wrote that song. The saying was just in my head because being couple and all. But I wrote that song in less than 10 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
The hook, the verse, yeah, less than 10 minutes, 15, 20. We wrapped it up, and everybody in the studio was just like, yeah. I had my manager, Mr. Ansys, that's the producer, Mr. Swiss. So everyone was just feeling it, and I was like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
So going further, this is just a disclaimer. Going further, you should be expecting such tracks from yours truly, Sika.
Yeah, then into the acting as well. So I'll be just transitioning because I'm multi-talented individual. Acting. So where do you have a specific platform where you like do your productions?
Productions. For acting, let me say, for acting has been more of a side hustle for me.
Okay.
But 2025, even 2026, I see it like also opening doors for me. Like it has really, it's it's at the top of my list now. It's interchanging with music because I've booked some of, I managed, let me not say I managed, God through people managed to book me some interesting roles, and I'm blessed. And so those roles have just kept me going and going. Not to mention Grandstand Entertainment has me acting in one of its first project. So it has just been something like, oh, you can act, okay, let's try something like this. Then in the process I'm just falling in love with it all over again. So it's been an interesting journey.
By the way, he plays Jordan in Undignified Commitment. If you haven't seen it, you can just look it up.
Let me just put this out there.
All right.
For future generations to refer in the future. It was amazing working with you on that project. The vibes, everything was on point. You being the single man doing the entire thing, kudos to you, man.
So let me take it back a bit. Let's get a little friendly, Apparently, yours truly, Sika, and I have a track.
Exactly.
We have a song entitled "Let Me Know."
That was
so it was back then when you were my director in high school, right? And I came to find out that you were recording music. I started music for some time. Yeah.
Oh, you started, so you stopped.
Yeah. No. Okay. I just put it to a standstill.
Exactly. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was an experience I had. That kind of dedication people have for music. For me, I was just starting. People just used to tell me, "Yo, yeah, you know how to sing. You know how to sing." And I did that track with you. The moment now it's like you're the one who's interviewing me. But anyways,
no, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. Yes.
Then just the time I got the verse, your verse, ish. That seemed to be something personal, something personal. The verse. Okay, people will look it up.
Yeah.
The verse. How did you come up with that verse?
Actually, music. Let me just say art in general. Art in general for me is one of the efficient ways that I can fully express what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So when the song played plus the beat plus the concept, I just feel like, oh, I've experienced this and this, so I need to go about this and this. So I just shared my own personal experience in the most creative way possible.
Yeah.
So that's what I did actually. Art for me is just personal. It's just personal because whether I'm acting or rapping, I just give it my all.
Yeah.
Add a little taste of personal experience in that.
Okay, so this is a question I like asking artists. Being an artist, you really need to be resilient. There are going to be days when you put something out and it doesn't just get the appreciation you want it to get. So have you ever felt like quitting everything?
It happens almost like 5 times a month. I'm joking, but it usually happens. Sometimes, not because that the art isn't appreciated, but for me, if there was a way, this is a challenge to all artists out there. If there was a way musicians or artists can make art minus anyone hearing it or listening to it, how many people would continue creating? I feel like I'm one of the few people who would continue creating. Why? Because I feel like I live on art, whether I'm acting or rapping. If I could just be making movies for myself and making music for myself, just for my own personal growth and mental state, I could do it. So the people enjoying it is just a byproduct. But now the pressure comes in where I want to make this a career, and the career has to, have something, make ends meet. So that's where the pressure is. For me, it's external pressures. External pressures get into me. I'm getting older. This needs to be shown. But it needs to be shown. So it's just me rushing myself. But I know eventually things will fall into place. But sometimes it gets difficult, if not all the time. So what keeps me grounded in those days is family. Then just sitting alone thinking to myself, like, why am I doing this? Because one thing as artists don't want to do is work for someone else when we can work for ourselves. So that's the main thing.
In terms of talent, you are talented, and okay, this is for art in general. In this industry, do you think talent is all a person has to have for them to be successful, or there is more?
No. There are a lot of talented individuals in this world. People who can do wonders.
Okay.
But talent is nothing. It's just one piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
So you need consistency as a piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
You need discipline. You need late nights. You need a lot of pieces just for you to make a complete puzzle. So talent is just the beginning.
Okay.
Talent is just the beginning of you being or you wanting to be where you want to be. Because I remember when I started this music thing, I remember thinking to myself, oh, so very soon I'm going to blow up, very soon I'm going to be, but as you go along the way, you start to learn, you need to learn how to treat people, how to act, how to talk, how to just go about it as an artist.
So that reminds me, back then, I think I stumbled along a post. Because I think it was a reel. And you referred yourself as the best rapper in Chingola.
Yeah, the best rapper in Chingola.
Do you really believe you are the best rapper in Chingola?
Right now, I do.
Okay.
I feel like I'm one of the best rappers Africa, Zambia is ever going to see. The only difference is, not the only difference, the only difference or the only deciding factor for now is time. Time will tell. I'm going to back up my claim. It's not a claim, I'm telling you. So what brought about initially, right now I feel like I am one, if not the best rapper in Chingola. But back then it was out of a place of, reassurance. I was just trying to reassure myself. But now, I feel it. I don't feel it, I know it.
But the question I would ask, why only limit yourself to Chingola?
That's why I said at the time it was just like I was trying to get reactions out of people. You just know a hip hop mindset. That's why I say it's a journey. So I had to learn one or two things. So back then I was trying to poke some reactions from people, and it worked. It worked in my advantage. People were just like, "Oh, that's what you think." I got the required reactions. But now I feel like that's not something I would say now. I'll show. I'll show the world. I'll show them. I'll show everyone that I am one of the best, if not the best, rappers in Africa, Zambia, the world at large.
Okay. So do you have some local artists that really inspire, or you really look up to them?
For real, I do. Zambian artist.
Zambian artist.
Initially, when we were starting out, it was kind of cool for us to look down on local art. I don't know who made this a thing. Where you be like, I mean, I don't listen to Zambian music, but nowadays, now I'm getting older and, I'm realizing, I'm like, whoa, these people have done so much for the game.
Yeah.
I'm talking of Maki 2, Chef 187, one of my personal favorite rappers. Umsepela Chido, Umsepela Crown, J-Max, J-Cash, all those Dismal, the list is endless. These are rappers, of course, but, when it comes to singing vocals, there are a lot. So I look up to these artists and try to, copy and mimic their movements and then make something unique out of it.
Yeah. So let's get a little fun about this. We definitely have ladies watching, and they're definitely going to look at your music. They're going to listen to your music. But the question is, are you single, sir?
Somebody chapeau topic here, so I'm joking, but no, I'm not. I have someone.
Sorry.
Actually, let me just get this out there. As an artist, it is very difficult to find the genuine connection. It is very difficult to find the genuine connection and maintain and keep it. So it has been one of my many struggles. I'm sure you're going to listen to some of my tracks. I'm going to highlight it. But here we are. Fingers crossed. I and the person I'm seeing don't fumble this up.
Okay. So the follow-up question would be, you definitely play some roles that that require you to be romantically connected to another person, just acting.
Exactly.
How does your partner feel about that?
Even before we started, one of the first things I even said to her before I even proposed or made it official, I was like, do you know the person you want to accept in your life? Like, you know what you're getting yourself into. I tell her all the time, you knew what you were getting yourself into. So she knows. Obviously she knew, but now she's understanding. So it comes with the territory. So it's not always easy convincing her, but she understands. I think. Big shout out to you.
Are you mentioning the name?
Tavesha. In fact, funny thing is, this is going to be like the first, if I'm not, I can't say the last, but this is going to be the first and a bit of last podcast or interview I'm ever going to do, because I don't normally do interviews.
Okay.
Because I like people listening to the music. I want people to if they want to know anything about me personally, they must be listening to the music. Yeah, so this is one of the first. Every time people are going to be coming to refer to this, so keep it safe.
Yeah. So in conclusion, first of all, we definitely have someone who wants to get into music, and you've been into music for some time now. What advice would you share with them?
I know it sounds weird, but anyone who wants to get into the creative space or art or entertainment industry or just art in general, would advise them to just find yourself something else to do. Why am I saying this? It sounds cold. What? Yeah, I know. Find yourself something to do. No, for real. You have no idea the things we sacrifice. For these things. I don't know how many times I've argued with my parents, still arguing with my Bali, arguing with family members over this same thing. You get to lose yourself in this process. It's a dangerous game. It's a dirty game at the same time. It's a spiritual battle. It's a lot of things. If you are young and you're watching this, you look up to me and you want to be like me, I would tell you, please be you. Just get yourself something easy. Don't be an artist. We make it we make it seem as if it's the best job in the world, but it's one of the toughest. Toughest job because you influence everyone.
Yeah. So here's a follow-up question. Has anyone ever told you to do something you did not want to do
For music?
the music? Yeah.
No, not really. Not at least not yet.
Not yet.
Exactly, but not really. Only myself.
Okay.
Only myself, because as I said, I'm a conscious person. Even my songs, you can even hear it in my song, but there are certain times where I'm tempted to be a sellout.
Yeah.
I can easily make a song about what people want to hear, but I feel like I make music about what people need to hear.
Yeah.
It's only myself. It's a battle within.
Okay. So what are we expecting from yours truly, Sika, 2026?
2026, I booked a lot of acting roles, so expect movies. Music, of course, we're going to be dropping.
Yeah.
Just expect the unexpected. Yeah. We just keep going. Keep going.
Yeah. So any words you would like to say to the people who support you?
Who support me?
Yeah.
Big shout out to you. I know for a fact that the fans that I have are not just fans, they're family. Yeah. So continue supporting the family and the movement. I can guarantee you the brand is going to be bigger and better. Okay. So much love. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Tomboy Alila.
And finally, any shout outs?
Any shout outs? I'd just like to give a shout out to Bashema. God, none of this would be possible without him. Him, meaning he's the same God who organized people in my life. So when I say a big shout out to God, that includes each and everyone. Because no one is special. And last but not the least, to the viewers or to everyone who's watching, if you want to master the world, master yourself.
And there you have it. It was an interesting conversation with you. Interview was more of a conversation.
Next time, we're going to be switching places.
We're going to be switching places. Otherwise, it's a pleasure having you on the Grandstand podcast. This is only the second episode of the Grandstand podcast, and we are delighted to have you on it. Hoping we would even work on more projects. By the way, yours truly, Sika, has a single. There's a single. Yashaniyo, you'll find it on YouTube, and he featured in a short film, Undignified Commitment. You can check it out on the YouTube channel Grandstand Entertainment. From me, Eddie the Hypernova, yours truly, Sika, it's a wrap.